She's not what you'd expect. She's tough and feisty, but gentle and tender. She makes millions and gives millions to the poor. She cries, she laughs, she teaches, she comforts. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Thanks so much for joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about money. Why? It's Monday, and what a better day to talk about money than on Monday? Why is that? Friend, listen, you know that on this show, this is about your success, and money plays a part in your success. It's not the thing that determines your success. However, it does have a play in your success. And this year, we've been talking to you about playing to win in 2018, and you've got to play to win financially. And right now, there's an increase that has ticked up in people's incomes. A number of different reasons why. And not to mention, come on, in this month, you probably got your tax return. And check this out. I cannot believe these numbers. On average, taxpayers will, if I can get the word out of my mouth right, taxpayers will receive or already have received a tax refund on average of $2,800. That's a big chunk of cash to end up in someone's hands. Now, listen, I grew up on welfare, pregnant at 17, homeless at 21, but millionaire by 23, multimillionaire today who gives away the profits, and I take no salary from the company. The salary is donated and the profits are donated straight to taking care of the extreme poor, of which three projects that we're working on, one being in Israel, one being building another 1,000 homes in Nicaragua, because we just finished our first 1,000 homes in Nicaragua at the end of last year, and freeing 1,000 slaves from the sex trade. So we're taking care of the elderly and the orphan and the homeless and the trafficked around the world with the business that I have today. So this website that we have, DaniJohnson.com, isn't about making a millionaire more millions of dollars. No, it's about helping you to succeed financially. It's about helping you not make the same financial mistakes that I made when I was homeless, that I made before I was homeless. The mistakes I made in the first 10 years of building a business and making lots of money, but spending all of it. And so right now you might have in your hot little hands, this average tax return of $2,800. Maybe you have more than that. Maybe you have less than that. Maybe you're not getting one at all. If you have a business, you're probably not getting one. But if you are that person that you are getting a tax return, this is where you're going to have to use wisdom, because we all have habits that have been ingrained to us. If we went to the same schools, here in your country of origin in which you're watching this, you have to look at the financial stats of your nation. And this is typically what it is all over the place. 98% of the population is going to end up dead or dead broke at the age of 65, depending on their family, friends, and federal government for their main source of income. Friend, listen to me. That can't be you. That can't be you, and it cannot be your children. It can't be your children. And what we have lived in our current society that has tripped us, that has even brainwashed us, that has led us to stray like pigs fattened up for slaughter, is they have given us a definition of success that says success looks like this. And here's the picture of success that they give us. And what is it? It's buying a new car. It's living in a nice fancy house. It's having expensive furniture. Success is wearing expensive clothes, being able to buy as many clothes as you want to, eating out 3 and 4 times a week or every night. Okay. It's spending money. It's being a consumer instead of a producer. But see, 2% of the population who is independent, financially independent, 2% of the population are no longer a part of that materialism movement. They're not a part of consumerism as a disease, but instead they have learned to accumulate wealth little by little. And today's show and every single Monday when we talk about Money Monday, that's where we're always going to be geared towards, is how you, my friend, are going to end up in that 2%. You cannot afford, and neither can your children afford, to stay on the path of 98%ers. And I'm going to tell you right now, the way to play to lose in 2018 with your tax return is to blow it all by going shopping or going on some vacation or going on some party or buying some new furniture, buying something. That's what 98% of the population is going to do with their tax return. That's what they're already doing with their increase because of the tax reform bill. Check this out. Currently, and this is according to Business Insider, the 2018 tax reform bill went into effect and started showing up in people's take-home pay immediately. Working Americans saw anywhere from $30 to $190 increase in their paycheck due to the tax reform bill. Okay? Whether you like or hate the tax reform bill, bottom line, people have already seen an extra $30 per pay period or up to $190 per pay period because of this tax reform bill. Now, what happens with 98% of the population when they get a raise, when they have an increase? They spend it all. That's what we used to do. When I made $5,000 a month, I spent $5,000 a month. When I made 10 grand a month, I spent 10 grand a month. When I made 20 grand a month, I spent 20 grand a month. When I made 100 grand a month, I spent 100 grand a month and more. Because the more money you make, the more debt is actually offered to you. And so I was almost $1 million worth of debt after 10 years of making money. And what? Broke as a joke. Still suffering financially. So today we've asked our audience, what are you going to do with your increase? Because what you do in your increase determines whether or not you're setting yourself up for another increase moving forward, or if you're setting yourself up for a massive decrease. Friend, do you want a decrease or do you want an increase? Think about that. Just think about that. So we're going to Heather. Heather from Oklahoma. Heather, what are you planning to do with an increase in income?
We are using our increase to attend Dynasty in May, which we're really excited about.
What is creating a dynasty? Somebody's listening right now doesn't have a clue what you're talking about.
Creating a dynasty is what you attend after attending First Steps, and we're looking to dive in and really get the financial skills as a couple. So my husband and I are attending together to learn how to just have a better marriage, better financial life, better business life.
Yep. Okay. That's smart. You're making an investment versus now. Let me ask you this. What have you done in the past with a tax return or with increase of pay?
The sad part is I don't know.
And that's not, Heather, that's 98% of us. We don't know, right? I've asked the question before. Tens of thousands of people at our live events. You were in one of those events where you heard me ask the question, how many have ever gotten a raise before? All the hands go up. Where did it go? How many of you don't know where it went? All the hands go up. I haven't got a clue. Have you ever gotten a bonus before? Yes, I've gotten a bonus before. Where did it go? Most people have no idea where the money is going. So now you're being conscious and you're pointing it towards an investment. And that's the big difference between 98 and 2%. 98% takes an increase and puts it towards consumerism, materialism, buying stuff, whereas 2% of the population understands. Hold on a second. This money is seed and it's designed to reproduce itself. And if it's designed to reproduce itself, I have to make sure and put it in the right soil so it reproduces itself. And so buying a couch or a TV, a new iPhone 10, a new wardrobe is not soil that will help the money grow. So you're investing it into education, a financial education, an education on how to improve every area of the marriage, every area of your family life, to grow it, that there's more for your life that you're wanting to get out of it, and you're going to learn the skills to get the more. Anything else? What else do you have planned?
We are now fully obeying in the war on debt system. So we've paid down about $1,200 with our increase since Dallas in February.
Wow.
And
so in a month?
Yes, in a month. And when we began to obey, we actually had an $8,300 debt just taken care of.
No. So you had $8,300 of debt cancellation?
Yes.
And you paid off, and that's after you paid off $1,200 worth of debt?
Yes. We also got free plane tickets to Dynasty and 2 other free plane tickets that we needed on other trips this year.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so hold on. This is so awesome because this is what war on debt talks about. And by the way, if you're listening for the first time, you're like, what the heck is war on debt? I'm telling you, friend, when I woke up from my like spending hangover for the last time, where I realized like, where's all this stinking money going? I was mad. I was like so mad. In fact, Heather, I have to tell you this story. So I was driving to Walmart again, okay? And at that time, I was going to the grocery store and to Walmart like 3 and 4 times a week, and it was like 20 minutes away. So I was just running around, wasting gas, wasting time. And I just got so tired of being gripped financially. Have you ever had that feeling where you're just like mad because you feel so trapped financially?
Yes.
And that's how I felt that day. And I'm driving down the highway, and all of a sudden I had this kind of open vision, if you will. I know that sounds weird and spooky and kind of over spiritual, but that's kind of what it was. Like it was in the middle of the day, and before my eyes, I saw like apples hanging over Walmart, and then I saw apples hanging over the shoe store, and I saw apples hanging over Safeway, and I saw this fruit hanging over all of these places, and Applebee's, which was a place I'd like to eat at that time. And so I saw all of this fruit hanging over all these places I spent money. And I looked at it and went, what the heck does this mean? And then I saw Eve grabbing the fruit because it looked good and taking a bite of it and having juice dripping all down her mouth and down her throat. Like I had this picture of a woman. Can you hear the crunch? Because it looked good. It looked appealing. It looked like it had what I wanted. And so literally, I'm driving down the road like, oh, I'm so tired of being strapped. I'm so tired of feeling this way. I'm so tired of feeling trapped. And then boom, this flash in front of my eyes with all this fruit, all of these places it so happened that I always spend money at. And then here she is biting it because it looks good. But what was on the other side was pain. Pain. Debt, suffering, being trapped. Why? Because I'm blowing money in all these places and not even realizing, do I need any of this junk? And so War on Debt was birthed out of that. Like, this has to stop. I need to stop spending money like this. This is dumb. And so I abandoned several carts in these stores. Like filled the cart and went, I'm doing it again. And just left the line with a giant cart filled full of food and supplies and stuff that I actually didn't need. But anyway, once we started to obey, just like what you said, like you started watching War on Debt and you started, I love what you said, we started obeying that message. We started following those directions. And as we followed those directions, now our income is changing. We're having an increase in our income. We paid off $1,200 worth of debt, $8,300 worth of debt. Hello? You just said $8,300. Heather, what a crazy thing. $8,300 worth of debt was forgiven, and you've been given 4 plane tickets for free?
Yeah.
My gosh. Like,
yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
God's just showing off, and it's awesome.
It is. And he's confirming that what you're doing is right and you are being blessed because you're following directions. I'm so, so proud of you for doing this. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Do you have a closet full of clothes yet say, I have nothing to wear? Are you a mom doing her best but desperately lacking me time? Or maybe your schedule has you dressing practically instead of powerfully. What if I told you there's a system, a blueprint that can save you time, money, and turn every head in the room, as well as impact the world through fashion? Friend, you're in the fashion business whether you like it or not. You're an ambassador representing your faith, your marriage, family, and business. Style is just a skill made easy with 123 Style Me. 10 steps to style success that will expand your leadership, save you hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars. This program will bring you peace of mind, reignite your marriage, make you more productive, respected, and instantly boost your confidence, equipping you to be bold and beautiful. Go to courses.lindapage.com. Again, that is courses.lindapage.com and make a priceless investment in yourself. Are you confident that you're always getting a good deal? Have you been equipped with the negotiation confidence, strategies, tactics, and supporting tools you need to close world-class deals? Finally, JPA is making the exact same specialized negotiation training and secrets used by the world's largest, most successful corporations available to everyone. Proven in more than 60 countries and used by brands like Adidas, Vodafone, Pfizer, Nokia, and others, the JPA negotiation method will set you up to save money and time while significantly increasing your profits. It doesn't matter if you're buying or selling real estate, closing contracts with suppliers, or selling products and services to individuals or organizations. Using their simple step-by-step negotiation preparation checklist, you'll be ready to confidently slug it out toe-to-toe with the toughest professional negotiators. It's time for you to stop leaving money and opportunity on the table. Go to bizneg.com/events to register now. Again, that's bizneg.com/events. Get registered today.
Did you know you can take the Dani Johnson Show with you wherever you go? It's never been easier to stay up to date with the latest content from Dani with the DaniJohnson.com app. Watch or listen in the car, at the gym, or on the go. Download it now from the App Store and Google Play and never miss a show again. Your family, business, and bank account will thank you.
Imagine living in a decrepit, unsafe hovel made of waste material on top of old mining tunnels that could explode and sink your home at any moment. Imagine no water to drink, no safe place to raise your children, no food for your starving baby. Imagine that your kids can't learn to read because they have to work to support the family instead of going to school. Could you imagine living in that kind of fear and hopelessness? This is exactly what poverty-stricken families are dealing with in Nicaragua. These families can barely meet their basic needs of food, clean water, and safe housing. But a miracle is in the making, and you can be a part of transforming Nicaragua. Be a part of this miracle. I want you to go to the website now and learn how you can help. Go to kingsransom.org and click on Nicaragua. There you can join with other warriors against poverty and help bring a miraculous transformation. That's kingsransom.org, kingsransom.org.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
Are you sick and tired of being totally strangled and feeling trapped by money? Has the almighty dollar, has it like strangled you? I mean, does it have its grips? You know, old Ben Franklin have his grips around your throat and you're just like, you're bright red because you're just so sick of what is going on in your finances? I've been there, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks. There's nothing like that feeling. You feel like you can't even breathe, and you're just mad and frustrated all the time. What I had to do is I had to look at how I got myself there. Joining me now is Krista from Kentucky. Krista, is that how you're feeling?
Definitely.
Tell me more about that.
Well, we've had some surprises in our marriage in the last several years, and this last one was some financial issues. And so we are, instead of getting better, it's actually gotten worse. And we're probably at the worst point that we've ever been in the 23 years that we've been married.
Wow.
Yeah. And
That's
so hard. I can only work so much. So with 3 different jobs, and a wonderful husband who takes his responsibility of providing for his family very serious. But
awesome.
We both have just had a very jacked up mindset about money.
Yeah.
And I really didn't take much responsibility for it. I mean, I did for me. So I've been praying about it. I know that this is not God's best for us. And just was like, you know what? I need to do this for me. I've started to do some things before in the past, and he's kind of not been on board.
He as in your husband?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's correct. And so he kind of straddled the fence, you know. But that's on him. And so I just thought, you know, Lord, I need 2 things in my life right now. And one of them is like a financial planner, some advice, something, but I don't have the money for it.
Right.
So actually, I've been following you online for a while. And last week you had the webinar that was live.
Yeah.
So it was free. And I thought, while I was working, baking cakes, I thought, I am going to listen to this and see if this resonates with me. So took the live webinar and decided there was a lot of things that struck a chord within me,
Mm-hmm.
and I decided at the end to take. I just had a birthday, so our son gave me some money, and my parents did.
Wow.
So I ordered the War on Debt. This is as far as I've gotten. I got it yesterday,
Wow.
but I don't want this for my children.
Yes.
And I see some habits.
Yes.
And I know that this is not God's best.
No. In fact, Krista, he lays it up clearly in the book that he wrote to us. He actually wrote us a book on how to manage our finances. It's in there.
Yes.
It's crystal clear in there. And I just get so mad that we have not properly taught or equipped the people who love him how to succeed financially. And this is why I've been on this war path, declaring war on debt. And everything that's in there is what is his best, and how to be able to not only come out of that slavery that is suffocating the life out of you, and the slavery that we pass to our kids. We literally put shackles on our kids by teaching them how to manage their finances the way we manage our finances. And people say, well, I never taught my kids how to manage finances. They've been watching you their whole life. They've been watching every dollar be spent their whole life. They have seen it. And so it's when you look at your kids and you go, oh crap, what have I done? Listen to me. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. You are such a good mom. You are such a good daughter. And you're such a good daughter of the King. You really are, that you took that birthday money, and rather than buying a pair of shoes or a shirt or a blouse or taking yourself out to eat, you made an investment in your weakness, the place where you don't have knowledge and understanding, the place that you know is going to give you results based on the tens of thousands of testimonials we have of people who have paid off millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of debt. And so I am really, really proud of you. And look, that mind shift already changed. Rather than you not tapping into that webinar that was available to you or playing to win with money, you stepped up, which shows change is on its way. Increase is on its way because you took the right step in the right direction. I am so freaking proud of you right now. Awesome, awesome job. This is Dani Johnson. I want you to check this out. The whole story of how I went from homeless to millions is right here in this book, First Steps to Wealth. I'd love to give you a free copy of this book. Just dial 888-757-8880. You can get your free copy of this book. It's like a real book, my friend. You can get an ebook copy for free right now, or if you'd like to pay the shipping to get this $15 book to your house, I'd be happy to send it to you. 888-757-8880. Get your copy of First Steps to Wealth today and begin on a brand new path of some great success.
Did you know you can see Dani Johnson live and in person? Go to DaniJohnson.com and find out about our next live event. First Steps to Success. Register today. Call 866-760-8255 or go to DaniJohnson.com/FSTS.
Prior to getting to Dani Johnson's First Steps to Success, my husband and I were completely broke. We just filed bankruptcy. We lost our home to foreclosure, and we were on food stamps. After the second day of her event, we figured out where all our money was going. We got ourselves out of debt in 3 months. We paid off $18,000 worth of debt and are completely debt-free. And now we've finally created a life of our dreams. We've made a 6-figure business, and we're just doing everything that we want. So if you're thinking about coming to First Steps to Success, you've got to make it happen. Sign up right now and make sure you don't miss it.
Prior to plugging into DaniJohnson.com, I was hopelessly lost in addiction. My relationships with people, coworkers, family, friends failed. I was struggling under the bondage of debt, and I had no clear vision or purpose for my life. After attaining my first steps to success, I've been able to pay off $7,000 in debt in about 4.5 months. I have a clear vision and purpose for my life. I can honestly say that my addictions are a thing of the past. If you're interested in changing your life in whatever way, in whatever area, you need to log into DaniJohnson.com, and you need to be at the next First Steps to Success.
Prior to coming to First Steps, I was miserable. I never talked to people because I thought I was shy, I thought I was boring, and I thought that I was destined to be alone forever. After coming to First Steps to Success, I broke through all of those lies. I built confidence, and I used the skills that I've learned there to get myself an amazing job where I will be put quickly into a position of leadership. So if you're ready to find out who you are, why you are the way you are, and how to get new skills to dramatically change your life, you need to join me at the very next First Steps to Success. No excuses, no delays, get registered now.
Hi, my name is Paul. I'm from Massachusetts. And before plugging into DaniJohnson.com, I was buried under a sea of self-doubt, fear, and my communication skills were non-existent. Sales non-existent as well. But after attending First Steps to Success, my sales have quadrupled, my fear has been lifted, and my relationships are better than ever because I communicate better than ever. If you want your life to turn around, all your dreams start coming to fruition, you are going to be at First Steps to Success.
Prior to plugging in to Dani Johnson, my husband and I were drowning in a sea of debt. I had broken relationships all around me of the ones that I cared most about, and I had started a company that was losing more money than it was making. And after plugging into Dani Johnson, we have paid off $196,000 in 13 months. My company has grown 90%, and I have relationships that I could never have even imagined with the ones I care most about around me. So I don't know about you. Maybe you're making all the money you need to. Maybe you're doing great. Maybe your relationships are phenomenal. But if they're not, I encourage you to get to the next First Steps to Success.
What multimillionaire do you know that volunteers their time to help ordinary people like you and me? There's only one. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
No, it hurts when your eyes are opened and you see what has happened to you financially, and you also see, just like we were hearing from Krista, she says we had 2 surprises, in our marriage in 23 years. Are they really surprises? Or have we not been trained when we were being raised up as kids, and as we spent our time in church or spent our time in school or even college, have we not been prepared for disaster? We haven't. We live in this state of being where we think we live in Disneyland, and that when disasters come, we're completely blindsided and surprised. That's number one. That's what I found about myself. I overreacted, especially when it came to either health or finance stuff. It was like, my life was falling apart and I want to die. The other part is that when we've lived our lives with financial, what I call, for me, I was financially retarded. I grew up on welfare. My parents spent money. My mom and her husband spent money on drugs instead of food sometimes. Thank God for my grandmother, who would bring groceries to the house. I remember countless times of her delivering groceries to the house. Because why? Because that's what they knew how to do, right? My mom, first of all, was really young. She was 18 when she had me. And so they were young. They were still wanting to party. They were still wanting to enjoy. Not only that, but there was a lot of pain from her childhood that she didn't quite know how to manage. And so bottom line was the whole financial thing in the early years of my formative years was just, they fought about money constantly, didn't make wise choices about it. So then what would I do? That was my training. I can't blame my mother for that, because bottom line is when I started making money, what I chose to do with my money was my problem. That was my freaking problem. And I had to own what I did as an adult. And so Krista, I know you're listening right now. You need to just release yourself even from that and just go, okay, it's now time for me to grow up financially. It's time for me now to learn what I should have learned 23 years ago, or what I should have learned 40 years ago. Doesn't matter what it could have, should have had. What matters is from this day forward. And you literally have time to still create wealth. I've had people be in their 70s come to First Steps to Success, 72 years old, actually, totally flat broke with $258,000 worth of debt. And he managed to learn, okay, at 72 years old, he managed to learn and apply everything we taught and we're on debt on how to be completely debt-free in 3 years. 3 years. He was totally debt-free for the first time ever in his life. So by the time he was 75, you don't want that to be you. Okay, you want, I don't care how old you are, what you do want is to have those kind of results within 3 years. But what you don't want is you don't want to wait to 72 before you wake up and go, I'm tired of this struggle. I'm tired of being owned. And let me tell you, this is the first step right here. It's called First Steps to Wealth. You can get your copy right now. If you go to the website, DaniJohnson.com, it's DaniJohnson.com. You can get your free copy. You can download the free copy right this second and start reading it. There's 2 chapters on War on Debt here, but it's the whole story of how I went from total poverty and homelessness to what? Completely financially independent. I don't have to work another day in my life if I don't want to. I'm here because I want to be here. I'm here because I care about you. You have got to pull out of this system of debt that has entrapped you and your family. We are headed for destruction as a people. People are hostile today. People are not happy. People have lost their dreams. People have lost hope. People are committing suicide. Kids are committing suicide. We have to stop this. And we're going to stop it by this one simple tool, and it's free right this minute. Dani Johnson, DaniJohnson.com. Download your free copy. If you're one of those like me, like you want a physical copy that you want to highlight, dog ear, write notes in the margin, listen, I'll even send you a free copy. You pay the shipping and handling to get it to your house, okay? That's fair. You pay the shipping and handling to get the physical book copy to your house, big book here. You pay that. We will pay for the $15 book, all right? So how do you get that? Call our office, 866-760-8255. Again, that's 866-760-8255. And just say, Dani just told me right now I can get a free copy of the book if I pay the shipping and handling. Do it now. Okay, the shipping and handling, what's that? It's probably what you spent at McDonald's yesterday, okay? Give me a break. This is you making an investment into your future, into your family's future. This needs to be, if you're a homeschooler, this needs to be part of the curriculum that you are teaching your kids. A fifth grader can read this book and understand it, okay? This is not written by an economist who with a Harvard, MBA. That's not who I am, okay? I dropped out of high school, went back and cheated and got my last 4 credits so I could get the diploma that no one asked me for. If you can understand my words right now, you're going to be able to understand every word inside this book. This is not going to go over your head. So whether you are an MBA or you are uneducated like me, you're going to understand what's in here and you're going to become debt-free in the next 5 to 7 years, including your mortgage. And you're going to feel the exhilaration. You're going to feel that exhilaration of prospering instead of having the finances of your life suck the life out of you. You have to get off that path. We've got Stephanie from Canada. Stephanie, welcome. How can I help you? I can't hear Stephanie. We're going to try it again with Stephanie. Stephanie, did you mute the line? Hi, Stephanie. Wah! Stephanie, I can't hear you. Stephanie, hi, Stephanie. Are you there? No? Okay, Stephanie, I'm so sorry to ask you to do this. Actually, I'm going to ask somebody to get on the phone with you and get your phone number, and then they will call you back so that we can bring you back on so that you don't have to call us back. Yeah, we have to hear from you. And by the way, if you're watching right now and you want to ask questions about, what should I be doing with my tax return, or how do I get an increase, or what do I have to change in order for my finances to get better, you can call me right now. My studio line is 830-315-1557. Again, that's 830-315-1557. 830-315-1557. I have 2 lines open right this minute. So it's a race. It's a race that if you've got a financial question or you want to share, okay, Dani, I used to be really stupid financially. I've made improvement. I've turned the corner. And these are the things that I've changed, okay? So So go ahead and call that number right now if you want to share with us some results that you've had and some improvements that you've made. You want to give our other part of the audience advice. You want to give tips that you have personally done, that you have results with. I don't want to hear your ideas unless your ideas are backed by results, okay? So you can call us right now, 830-315-1557. Okay, so let's keep going on this deal. So one of the first things that I had to do was I needed to stop spending the bonus because, you know, we would get that increase and then all of a sudden we were out there doing what? Like shopping. I was shopping. I was full on addicted to shopping. I spent so much money on clothes and shoes, lots and lots of shoes. I've probably purchased at least 1,000 pairs of shoes in my lifetime. At least. Actually, I think I don't have all 1,000 now, but I'm just saying that between buying them and giving them away, and I never seem to be able to wear them out, which is why I still have several pairs in my closet that are 25 and 26 years old. I have a pair of shoes in my closet that's actually 27. Yeah, 27 years old. I have a pair of shoes that are 27 years old, and they're in phenomenal condition. That's what happened was when you have too many pairs of shoes. But nonetheless, so I would take the increase and I would blow it. I would completely blow the increase. And I would blow it on what? Everything that everybody else was blowing it on. And when I finally woke up and I had that revelation that, oh my gosh. In fact, you have to hear what happened. This happened in a time where I was diagnosed with a fatal heart condition. The doctor said I couldn't work anymore. I needed to reduce my stress. I had 5 children. How am I going to reduce my stress? I had babies in the home, 2 babies actually at the time. So how am I supposed to reduce my stress? Think about that, right? So he says I need to quit work. And I was working part-time, about 20 hours a week, but I needed to reduce the stress from work. I couldn't fly, couldn't live in high altitude. And we had a house that was at 4,000 square feet. Couldn't do anything athletic, no basketball, no skiing with my kids, no running and playing outside, none of that stuff. So this was like all of a sudden, I felt like I was 90, right? Like I'm going to sit and do nothing. Like, wow, what a freaking life. And then it hit me like, wow, how much money do we have in the bank? Well, my husband, that same exact day that I was diagnosed with this fatal heart condition, got a call from our stockbroker telling us that he lost all $100,000 that we had in the stock market. Gone. It was all gone. Gone. And we owed him now $4,500 because my husband was doing some borrowing and leveraging. So now we owed the stockbroking firm, $4,500. So we now had another debt on top of the other almost $1 million worth of debt that we had. So that was disgusting. But I remember going, wow, the amount of money I've made. I could have paid for the weddings of the daughters. I could have paid for college tuition for all 5 kids. I could have put money away for a retirement. In the last 10 years, all the money that we made, that if we had not spent it on bigger houses and more cars and shoes and clothes and lots of expensive gifts for our friends and family members, and if we didn't blow it on all these trips and vacations that we had went on, if we had not done that, and again, this was all like frivolous spending. It was all enjoyment. It was all consumerism. It was all materialism. It was all also small things like $1,200 a month on food for my family because I wasn't smart enough to budget anything. That all changed 18 years ago. And it only took a few years to accumulate wealth. And I'm willing to show you how to do the same thing. Hey, check this out.
Did you know you can see Dani Johnson live and in person? Go to DaniJohnson.com and find out about our next live event. First Steps to Success. Register today. Call 866-760-8255 or go to DaniJohnson.com/FSTS.
You would think this would get easier. It doesn't. My name is Mia, and this is my awesome husband, Tony Gray. We're both from Maryland. Prior to plugging into DaniJohnson.com, we were beyond a mess. Probably an earthquake would be a better description. We were very young and married in high school. I was pregnant at 13. I was abandoned, abused, often turned to drugs and alcohol. And we just didn't know what to do. We knew how to put on a facade and come out before people. We worked long hours. He was never, ever home, and he was losing relationships with me and the kids. We were at the divorce attorney, ready just to quit. We didn't know a way out, and our debt, we just hung ourselves, it seems, every day, just going to work, spending, and then there was debt. We didn't know what to do. But after filing bankruptcy twice, you would think, well, you know what to do then. Well, we didn't. We kept making stupid decisions. And we were really just ready to quit. We were ready to give up. And we didn't see that there was any hope. I was actually depressed a whole lot. And since we got married so young, we wanted to be like the rest of our family and be divorced, because we were the only ones that were married for a long period of time. We lost several kids, but God blessed us with that. And after plugging in with DaniJohnson.com, life changed forevermore.
It's funny, I heard Dani say, talked about Donald Trump, and that was my way of life. He did it. He was a multimillionaire. He filed bankruptcy multiple times, but I knew that wasn't the answer. I was working more hours, had a six-figure income, and found we were in more debt. But since plugging into War in Debt, in 36 months, we paid off $126,000. To me, it's all about giving back. And my wife has the biggest heart that I know, so it was her mission to not only get the information for us, but to share it in our community. So we had hundreds of people come to classes, but we had 92 people take action. And of those 92 people, in 34 months, they paid off $3.6 million.
Our marriage has been fully restored. Our children are absolutely amazing. They all own their own businesses. We raise 6 amazing kids every single day. And I can't tell you, without the DJU curriculum, without all of the products, we came at the beginning and we were piecemealing it, but that didn't work for us. You know how Dani says when you get the recipe, you need to get all the ingredients and not try to figure out, should I get the egg, should I get the milk? You just get it all and you follow directions. We follow directions and our life has changed forevermore, and we won't go back, we're just going ahead. So without further ado, help us bring back to the stage America's favorite millionaire, Miss Dani Johnson.
The way you look at things is about to change. And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
Okay, so listen, you know what? This time next year, when you and I are having this conversation about money, or even this time next week or next month, I don't want it to be that you're still in the same stuck financial position. If you are stuck financially, it's because of the choices you are making. No, Dani, it's not because of the choices I'm making. It's because the government. It's because my husband. It's because my kids. It's because things are so expensive. It's because the economy. Friend. You are going to stay stuck financially for the rest of your life if you continue to blame everybody around you and things you cannot control for your financial circumstances. The only way your finances are going to change is if you start looking in the mirror and you start shoring up the places you are spending money that are not giving you what you want. Well, I want that cheeseburger, Dani. So do I, friend. But I don't want the extra fat around my butt and my gut. And I also don't want to be strapped financially. But it's only $5. No, $5 times the amount of times that you do this. This is money that could be learning. This is money that could be put towards learning how to become an investor. I'm too dumb to become one of them. Listen, I was too dumb too. Come on, hello. You're talking about a girl that didn't read her first book till she was 21. You're talking about a high school dropout, teen pregnancy, grew up on welfare. You are talking about somebody who's a part of every bad statistic, suicidal, homeless woman. So don't give me your lame, stupid excuse, friend. It's time to step up, rise up, and do something great with your life. For the sake of your family. For the sake of your health, for the sake of your future, for the sake of having a life, you have got to pull out of what 98% of the population do financially. We've got Stephanie on the line from Canada. Stephanie, welcome to the show.
Hi.
So what about you? What are you doing with Increase?
I'm still reading your free ebook there, First Steps to Wealth. And it's been a real eye-opener, real life-changing. So,
tell me why.
Well, growing up, working poverty, and just having that mindset of the 98%. And I'm sick of living the paycheck to paycheck life cycle. Like, I don't want that for us, and I really don't want that for my children.
No
so
question.
Whenever I seen your free ebook, I was like, I need this right now. So it was perfect timing for me. My husband and I were working together, and we're slowly, but we have to start somewhere, right? So
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. What have you applied that you've read in the book so far?
Your rule of magnetic influence. And I stopped blaming everybody, where it's really, it's me. Like, I'm in charge of my life.
Yep.
And
nice. So what has that done for you, that you are not blaming your life? I mean, you're not blaming everybody else in your life, but you're taking responsibility for your own choices.
Yes, I've noticed a difference so far, like a difference in my health, for one.
Tell me more about that.
I used to struggle, like I'd have stomach issues bad, and I just didn't know why, and I'd have pain, and I started investing more in my health instead of, going out to eat and grabbing a burger that I didn't need.
Yep.
So we're saving money that way.
Wow.
And investing in ourselves.
Yep. Wow. So your health has had an improvement.
Yes, very much so.
Are you, I don't know if you needed to lose weight or not, but if you're not getting the burger and you're actually investing into health, that should do something to your body.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what about the blame part? How has the blame changed your life?
It's actually helped my husband and my relationship, because I used to blame him because he'd just go and spend something. But I'm like, I'm letting him do this, and I need to just let that go. And that way he would stop fighting me, because he'd be like, oh, well, it's my money. I'm going to do this. And I let it go and just let him do what he wants, and he'll realize I shouldn't be doing this.
Yep. Yep. But at the same time, you also discovered where you were spending money.
Yes.
And Stephanie, I have to tell you, that's how it was with Hans and I. Hans is the spender of the family. I used to be the overspender of the family. oh gosh. Oh, it was so bad. Anyway, it was so disgusting. Anyway, like I want to throw up when I think about how much money I wasted in 10 years of just on crap, just straight. I think about how many houses I could have built for the extreme poor. I think about how many orphans I could have fed. Makes me sick to my stomach. Anyway, and I'm still wearing some of those clothes because I'm going to just make sure I get the value out of those stupid pair of jeans. Anyway, so that I spent $100 on was so dumb. Anyway, so the point is that I used to blame him too. And I used to like totally look at what he was spending on, and instead of looking in the mirror going, but wait a second, what am I blowing cash on?
Exactly.
Yeah. And what's so interesting is so many women are waiting for their husband to come on board. But if you just get on the track yourself and you start secretly paying off debt, and then you report to him how much debt you're paying off, like after 6 months, honey, we've paid off $8,000 worth of debt. He'll be like, what? And by the way, we've saved X amount of dollars in an account. You know what I mean? Like you start, rather than blowing it, and look for ways to to take the food budget way down. Have you looked at your food budget to see how much you're spending on food?
Not yet. We don't really spend that much money on food.
Don't. How much money are you spending on food if you said that you don't know how much money you're spending on food?
We go to the grocery store.
How much are you spending at the grocery store?
Like $100 every 2 weeks.
That's amazing. You're doing a good job. How many people in the household?
My husband and I and our 2-year-old daughter.
Oh, well, that's a lot, because it should be about $20 per week per person. So no, you're right. You're right within budget. Okay, so eating out is where you're blowing it.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to look at the electric bill. Okay, look at the electric bill. How much are we spending there? How can we just shave off a few dollars off of that every single month? My air conditioner is not set at 70 during the summer, and my heater is not set at 70 during the winter. You don't even want to know, but we wear winter clothes in our house during the winter, and we wear summer clothes in the house during the summer. So we dress inside how we would dress outside. So we save a bunch of money on our electric bill because we don't have our thermostat set at 70. We have the thermostat set at 78 during the day, during the summer, and we have our heater set at 62, and even down in the 50s at night. And we just have lots of blankets on our bed, and we wear winter stuff to bed, and we've grown accustomed to that. So even though they were financially independent, girlfriend, guess what? We still live that way. Even though we did away with our debt, we still live that way. We still live frugal, which is why we've created wealth. Proud of you, Stephanie. Get through that book ASAP and start looking for ways to shave off more money. Really, really proud of you. Okay, friend, so here's the deal. Here is the deal. What was she talking about? She was talking about First Steps to Wealth. Okay, you can get your free copy right now. She's reading it. You heard how she's not even through the whole book yet. You heard that just 2 things that she said that have helped to impact her life. Her health has been impacted, and it's a cut down on stress between her and her husband just by 2 of the rules that are inside of this book. So this is going to help you. You can get to the website right now, download your free copy immediately. This is Dani Johnson. I want you to check this out. I'm so blessed that I found what is in Grooming the Next Generation for Success. This is a book that is being taught in universities around the world. It's been noted as the best book on parenting that has ever been written. Crazy, if you ask me. But the point is that this thing gets results. Get your copy today, 888-757-8880. Again, that's 888-757-8880. Or go to DaniJohnson.com. That's DANI Johnson.com. Get your copy today.
Prior to getting started with DaniJohnson.com and First Steps to Success, we were spending absolutely every dime that we made. We were really struggling financially. Since plugging in to First Steps to Success just 4 months ago, we started a brand new business that is doing very, very well. We've paid off $4,500 in debt, but the most important thing is my relationship with my husband has improved like dramatically. I mean, we have so much more fun together. I don't know about you, maybe your finances, you're doing great, maybe you're debt-free, maybe your relationships with your spouse, with your family are great. But if not, if you have some areas in your life that feel a little out of control or there's things that you need to work on, I highly recommend getting to First Steps to Success as soon as you can.
Prior to being dragged out to First Steps to Success, I was hopeless. I had no point to life. It was a day-to-day existence, working a job I despised for people I didn't respect. Deeper and deeper debt every year. You just couldn't get on top of it. I just had no hopes or dreams, none at all, and there was no point to life. But since coming out, we paid off $280,000 worth of debt, married the woman of my dreams. I came to love my job and the people I work for. I have all kinds of hopes and dreams. I get to watch them happen every day. I don't know what your life is like, there's probably tons of hope. You probably know why you live and you got places you're going, but if you don't, you need to sign up for First Steps to Success. You go to DaniJohnson.com and you click on it and be here, because your life will not be the same if you do.
Prior to First Steps to Success, I was drowning in debt, I was terrified of my bills, and I wanted to travel, but I never had the money. And since coming to First Steps to Success, in the last 14 months, I've paid off over $18,000 in debt. I've gone on 6 vacations, and I'm not terrified of my bills anymore. So if you want to learn some proven strategies to really learn how to connect with people, take your life to the next level, all while having a total blast, you need to get registered for the next First Steps to Success today.
prior to coming to First Step to Success, we were totally struggling, totally under the weight of $640,000 worth of debt, making $20,000 a month, but living paycheck to paycheck. So when we came here and I realized that it takes a totally different skill set to keep money, to create wealth than it is to make money, I have totally turned around our lifestyle. We have paid off $640,000 worth of debt in 2 years. We are debt-free as of June of 2013. I don't know where you're at. You might have all your finances in order. You might have a wonderful life. Your marriage might be all perfect and your kids are behaving. But if not, if one of those things is lacking, you've got to get here. Book your next event. You need to be here. You will not regret it.
This is your chance. This is your shot. Get your copy of War on Debt right now. There's one waiting for you that has your family's name on it. And inside that package is freedom. Your freedom, your family's freedom is on the inside of that package. All you have to do is open it up, press play, and start applying what I teach you in this program. 888-757-8880. You and I are going to help your family become completely debt-free in the next 5 to 7 years. Just imagine how that's going to feel.
It's time for a checkup from the neck up. And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
If you're hurting financially, you can stop hurting yourself by learning some new simple skills. Right now, people are having an increase in their income for a number of different reasons that are taking place. And what will determine whether that increase will continue is what you do with your increase. If you show yourself to be faithful with the increase, you're going to be faithfully increased more. But if not, you're in trouble. Chelsea from Alberta. Chelsea, how are you handling this season of increase?
Hi, Dani.
Hi.
Hi. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you so much. You have truly, truly inspired me, and honestly, the things that you're teaching me daily is drastically changing my life. So probably the first thing is since Dallas First Steps, I've paid off an entire credit card.
Nice! How does that feel?
I can't even tell you. I'm a single mom of three, 3-year-old, 6-year-old, 8-year-old, and I've been single for the last 5 years. And I've always used the excuse that, I'm a single mom, I have to eat at the food bank, I'm this, I'm that, I'm only getting this amount for child support. And when I went to Dallas First Steps, I bawled through literally the entire 3 days because of how much I realized just how much I'm not taking responsibility for my spending habits. And I honestly felt like God speaking to me saying that, you know what, you have an addiction to this spending, like you're an emotional spender. And so I came home and I'm like, you know what, almost that entire amount for child support is going on the credit card. And so I paid it off, and I realized that I had enough food in my pantry, enough food in my fridge, enough food in my freezer. And I just fed the kids like everything and anything. And I was such a believer in like, you need to have superfoods and organic and healthy and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I made great meals with what I had. And so that was probably the one thing. But the biggest thing that I wanted to share with you was the increase that's happening with my with my ex-husband. We've been divorced for 2 years and separated for 5. And there was something that you said in one of your sessions about just that, you know, he's the father to the children and I need to edify him.
Yep.
And, oh my gosh. So I've been doing that for the last, since Dallas.
Wow.
And it's been a battle and a half. So the story's unbelievable. I won't share it right now. But he, just this weekend in Easter, he started crying and he has decided to try again.
Wow.
And I am just so blown away by the increase because God is just like moving so drastically just by being faithful with just that.
Yes. Yes.
And
oh my
so
gosh.
I'm believing and praying that she's going to come to the next first step.
Wow. Chelsea, I'm just so blown away by your character, and I'm really blown away by the fact that you implemented what you learned at First Steps to Success. I'm so proud of you. Look at that. Look at that financial increase and, hello, perhaps mending your family back together again. Wow. So proud of you. This is Dani Johnson. Thanks so much for joining us today. God bless.
If this episode was an encouragement to you, go to DaniJohnson.com and share it with your friends now. You never know who else needs to hear it. This has been The Dani Johnson Show. Join us every weekday at 7 a.m. for more insights that will help you get to the life you've always wanted.